Hello and welcome to the Magic Sponge, the final episode of Series 5. I'm Rob Beckett and it's a Leesa Mattress special edition. Thank you, Leesa.
Got to get that in, ain't you, Rob?
Yeah, exactly, because they're paying our wages. It's a special episode because of the guest we haven't... Oh, it's because Ray Parlour's costly. That's why we've got to get it. We've got to get it sponsored by Leesa because Parlour's commanding a fee.
I don't mind a bed for it. That'd be good.
We've got Jimmy Bullard, as ever.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
I say as ever, you do about a third of series.
Yeah, you're right.
Just when you fancy it.
Yep.
Normally Kev Gallen turns up.
I'm in today. I've been golf all day. So.
Ian Smith ain't here.
Thank fuck for that.
He rung.
It should be funnier.
He rang up going, oh, I've been writing and I've forgotten. I've just been writing. So he's on his way. He might turn up at some point. But forget about that. Our guest today is 3 times Premier League winner, 4-time FA Cup winner, 1-time UEFA Cup Winners' Cup winner, the founding member of the Tuesday Club. It's none other than the Romford Pele himself. It's Ray Parlour.
How you doing, Jimmy?
Yes,
and
Ray
Rob.
Parlour.
Well, I was a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday club then, days. It was just Tuesday. Sunday was the best day, to be fair.
Super Sunday says.
Super Sunday.
We're very thankful for you coming on, Ray. You've
That's
been at the
all
top of
right.
our list for a long
Quite
time.
smart, Ray, isn't he?
Do you
See
think
him
so?
on the box, yeah. He's
I'm not
done
too sure
up,
about that, Jim.
Little Panerai number on the wrist, lovely. That'll do you.
Not too sure about that, Jim. I don't. I've got better with age probably. While dressing up when we was going Hollywood's in Montford, we had some rascal gear. Me and Tony Adams.
But you look still in really good shape. A lot of the ex-pros let themselves go a bit, and you look good.
Yeah, I do like to still go and do a bit of training sometimes. You know what I mean? My knee's knackered. A bit like yours, Jim. I've seen you on.
When you say training, what sort of training?
I'll probably go down the gym just to get out of the house in the morning. You go golf, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I'll probably go down the gym just to have a little. Go in there and have a laugh with the people in there, all the same sort of guys in there. So it's quite good.
It's like Premier League winners.
It's like getting back to when you was a footballer.
So like the locker room bit of banter.
That's the most. That's the bit I miss the most.
Really?
Believe it or not, you love going on the pitch, you love playing the games, but during the week you have a right laugh.
Yeah.
I always said it's like going on a building site.
Yeah.
But you pay lots more money.
Yeah.
Than being a builder. But that's what I miss the most. Because believe it or not, some of the characters you would probably tell, like Dennis Bergkamp and all that, great players, but what a laugh they were as well.
Really?
Behind the scenes.
Well, because we've had Graham Stack on recently. And
he was a good lad.
He
used to sell everything.
He was a bit lively though, wasn't he?
It's like
He was, yeah.
He
He was in a good side then, wasn't he? He was in like the invincible side, wasn't he? He can't believe his luck, really. Getting a medal for being in.
Did he get a medal?
Well, I don't know. He must have got a medal.
Did he say that? No, he missed out on the
Oh,
medal.
he must have missed out.
He just took the time with you over a medal.
Yeah, he
loved it.
He was a great lad, and I still see him every now and again now.
And obviously, you started the Tuesday Club with Tony Adams. Is that correct?
Well, I wouldn't say I started it, but I was heavily involved in it towards the end. At the end of it, we had some big drinkers in our side.
And that was what basically Tuesday.
We had Paul Merson, Steve Bold. Steve Bold was the biggest by a mile.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when Tony Adams come out that he's obviously an alcoholic, I looked at Steve Bold. I went, Boldy, you drink double what he drinks. You're having a laugh. And he was like, I know, he's a lightweight.
Brilliant.
So yeah, I mean, the Tuesday Club was great fun.
Was that because it was called that because you went out during a Tuesday because you had Wednesday off?
Always,
yeah.
And it's a little bit different now with football, with the TV. They change the games all the time, but we knew exactly what our plan was during the week.
Yeah.
Saturdays you played only, early 90s. You always had Sunday off as well.
Yeah.
But Tuesday was always training at the Highbury. So we go there, it'd be a hard running session. So you'd be running around the pitch, up the terraces and whatever. But you'd always have Wednesday off. So the lads always to dress up a bit on a Tuesday. And George Graham was like, well, where are they going today? And obviously he didn't like it. And I think he followed us one day. He followed us. This was when, I don't know why, we were training at the London Colney, which was our training ground. And we were still going to go out, but we went out in Potter's Bar for a change. Yeah. It was a bar in Potter's Bar. And I think George made Stuart Houston follow us.
Yeah.
To see who's out, what's happening, and there was a reserve game the next day.
Oh, okay.
So a few of the reserves were in there.
Yeah. All right.
And if they found them boys in there, that's it, you get fined. Simple as that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sitting there looking out the window, and I've had a few pints, but I'm thinking I'm not that bad. I saw Stuart Houston walk past. So I went, lads, Stuart Houston just walked past. They're going, what? You serious? No chance. You don't know that we were in here. Anyway, it was Stuart. I said, lads, whoever's playing tomorrow, you better get out the back door. So they'll run out the back door, a lot of the players who's playing in that reserve game. I said, he's got to come back because his car's probably over the road. So we're all waiting by the window now. And what happens? Stuart Houston walks back, looks in again. And we're all waving at him now. and we dragged him in and said, he said, the boss has made me follow you to see what you get up to, or this, he can't work out where you go, and this, that, whatever. And it just shows you that he was always tracking us, George Graham, trying to track us. I'm sure Jimmy's been out like that, managers watching you.
Have you had managers following you, Jim?
Yeah.
What was the famous one? Ferguson dragged Ryan Giggs out of a party once.
Oh yeah, Lee Sharp.
Went back, he said, you best back your ideas up. And then since then, Giggsy was like, he went his neck in a bit.
Yeah, then Lee Sharp ended up on Love Island.
Brilliant.
Copping off of Rebecca Lewis. Perry Groves, was he part of that group, wasn't he?
Grovesy was there? Yeah, Grovesy was a good lad. There was a time when when he first joined Arsenal, we couldn't believe like some of the lads were going out, and he was there before me. But he weren't a massive drinker then, Grovesy.
He's only little as well, wasn't he?
No, he weren't a massive drinker, and he used to stand in the same place every week. And the lads couldn't work it out when we used to go out. What? Because he used to put his old pint in the old flower pot. And it'd be like, what's another one? And again, you always go by Steve Bold as a focus.
A barometer.
Who can drink the most? Because no one can drink him under the table.
Yeah, really?
And Boldy would have 3/4 a pint of going, fucking hell, Grovesy wants another one. What's going on?
So this palm tree's getting bigger.
So this one week, we all made sure we quickly had a shower. And me and Tony Adams got down as quick as we could. Yeah. And we stood in the same place. He always stands. So he had to stand in an open space. Well, after 3 pints, if someone was stroking him on the head, he passed out in the corner. Brilliant. So I just showed, but Grovesy was a great lad, and I see him probably every game now. I still love the home games. He does a little bit for Arsenal still.
Yeah, and did you room with Tony Adams as well?
Tony was my room partner.
I idolised him a bit. Was he sort of like, he sort of, your mentor? Maybe?
I was his driver for a while as well, because obviously he got done drink driving. So I was driving him at training most days, and Tony was always one you always looked up to. He was a skipper of the club. He lived around locally to me in Hornchurch, so everybody looks up to Tony, and always. Yeah, well, I think
funny ways.
Do you know what? He's a little bit weird around people we don't know, but when I'm with him, we talk about the old stories, what we got up to, and he's good as gold.
He don't take no nonsense though, does he?
No, he's
quite straight down the line. That's the story.
Well, he's struggling at the moment. Obviously, he's Spain. He keeps saying to me, "Do your badges. Do your badges right." I said, "Tony, you're not going to get a job in England, so what's the point of me doing my badges?" He wanted to be number 2, but we had some great times. I mean, we have some right laughs, and I mean, going back to the plant pot when we nicked that in Palms Hotel, and then
you nicked a plant pot.
Well, it was
Perry Groves Thirsty.
It was a story about we got in there and it's Christmas Eve, and my mum goes mad if I don't get her a present. It's no good putting no good putting money in a card. So I said to Tony, I'll have a couple with you, and then I'm off to shops before they close. Yeah, and them days they closed a bit earlier than what they do now. So, what it's like, you're having a great time, he's packed in his bar, we're having a right laugh.
No chance of you leaving.
And I'm thinking, I forgot all about the time. So the next minute I look round and it's like 6:30. I'm thinking, oh no, the shops are closed, what am I going to do? And Tony's going, don't worry about it. I said, no, my mum will kill me. She'll go mad. She wants a little bit of a present. She only wants for twice a year, she wants a present. Yeah. So we're all looking around this bar, and there it was, a big plant pot over there. And she was she like that? And I said, oh yeah, that'd do, Tone, that'd do. And it's a big old heavy thing it was. So now I've got my car outside in a car park. So we've carried it out. Me and Tony have carried it outside. Opened my boot up, put it in, shut the boot, and gone back in to have another few drinks. So now I know the plant pot's in my back of my car. So we finished out a few pints, and then I'm just about to go home more or less. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not going to get in my car. Yeah. But as I walk out, there's all police around my car, all waiting there, and they're waiting for me to come out the bar. Yeah. And I said, "What? You got a problem?" He said, "No, there's something in your boot from what Palm Zone." And I was like, "Oh, someone stitched me up. I've had a few drinks. I've given my keys to someone else, and they put something in it, and I've tried to do that sort of angle." And he went, "No, the manager said you and Tony walked out with it, and it's on the camera that we can see you walking out in it." So I went, "Oh right." So obviously I opened the boot. There it is. He goes, "Right, we'll have to see what we do." Put it back. I helped him back in to put it back where it was. So my mum still, obviously, I told her the story then. And she was like, she let me off a little bit. And I said, "I'll get you a present tomorrow, Mum, or whatever." Or next, it was Christmas Day, so it was probably Boxing Day or something. So I always remember the policeman. He says, "Right, you and Tony, after training, come down to Harold Hill Police Station, and we'll find out what the Palms Hotel are going to do." Yeah. So now, me and Tony, after Tuesday, we finished our training session. Come on, Tony, we've got to go down to the police station. Now, no one knows. George Graham don't know. No one. We kept it quiet until we know what's going to happen. Yeah. So we walked in this police station. I always remember. Me and Tony walked in, and the policeman was waiting for us because it was a certain time we had to be there. And he looks at us, he goes, here they come. Here comes Bill and Ben. Here they come. And obviously, when they said that, we was let off the hook. Parlour said, look, we got our plant pot back.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not going to press charges, and we went like that. We went straight to the pub and said, "Oh, that's blinding," because we thought we were going to definitely, especially Tony Adams, because
did they find out?
He was an England captain.
Arsenal find out.
Probably England.
Yeah.
You know.
No one find out. Didn't
No,
they?
no.
Imagine nowadays though, with Twitter and all that game.
Yeah, no chance.
It's game over, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You wouldn't be able to get it in your boot.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean? But you'd be caught before them, wouldn't you?
So it was.
He live streamed on Facebook Live.
You do well to get it out of the hotel. Let's have
we had
Bullard and Windass of a plant pot.
That was brilliant, mate. That was.
Did he stitch you up on your first team debut as well?
Yeah, he did indeed. Yeah. Well, I what I used to do as apprenticeship, I don't know if Jimmy done it as well, but we had to sing carols as well. So them days you cleaned all the boots.
Yeah.
So I'm cleaning a couple of reserve team players at the time.
Well, how much older is he than you?
He was about 6 years older.
Okay.
So you always wanted the big players. You wanted the bigger ones because they give you more tip at Christmas. And them days I was on about $27.50 a week. Yeah. That was our wage at apprenticeship. So I've got 2 reserve players. I've got about 20 quid each. The big players give the other players 50 odd or even 100. So I was gutted really. Yeah. But all you had to do for your money was sing a carol, Christmas carol on a box outside when everyone's there. They've got water waiting to go, and you never see the apprentices so worried about singing a Christmas carol in the dream. Oh, what am I going to sing? Oh, this is going to be a night. I said, lads, just sing. You know, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Don't matter, does it? Anyway, they're devastated. But in my head, I know exactly what I'm going to sing. And I only had to say 2 words, and I got chased around the training ground. What was it? Little donkey. And I looked straight at Tony Adams. Obviously, he's quite a big donkey, but, and he chased me because obviously that time he was called Donkey.
We didn't like that nickname.
And he was throwing all carrots. The people was getting carrots thrown at him on the pitch. I think Old Trafford. So all I had to say was little donkey, and he chased me around the training field, caught me all mud all over your thigh. But again, I didn't have to sing a carol.
But we loved it, though, didn't they?
But the home debut or your first ever trip with the first team, I was about 17, and I went down to Norwich. Someone got ill, or someone got injured, or I don't know what happened. I think someone felt ill in the dressing room, and he only took the right amount of players them days. So I get a phone call. I'm playing quite well in the reserves. You're coming down to Norwich. I'll get on a train. I'll get picked up at the train station or get a cab to the hotel. Now, this is the night where you have to make your first speech. I'd gone to see Tony Adams. I said, Tony, can you help me out? What do you have to do? He went, right, Ray, this is what you have to do.
So you have to do a speech like dinner before?
At dinner. So bing, 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 right after dinner. Everyone's around. Tomorrow, it's going to be your first time with the squad, really. So I'm sitting at dinner and... I said to Tony, what do I have to do? He said, just mention the manager, say thanks to George Graham for inviting you with the lads. Great to be around all the lads, and you know, hopefully I'll be in there a lot more and all that sort of stuff. And then right at the end he went, whatever you do, say something about the manager's tank top he's got on, because he really likes that. So I went, oh, nice one, Tom, nice one. So like clockwork, bing, bing, bing. So I do my little thank you to the manager, thanks to the players. Great to be around some great players, the late Dave Rocastle, Tony Adams, David O'Leary, all them sort of guys in this room. And right at the end, I'm going so well. George Graham's liking what he's hearing. Then all of a sudden, I said, and by the way, boss, I'd just like to say, I really like your tank top. And everyone like that. He went, I think you've said enough now, son. Sit down. And all the lads went, I can't believe you said that. I said, well, Tony told me to say it. And he's laughing. But that's the sort of things it was. But then, because I said it, then you was part of little bit part of the gang then.
Yeah, because you're... Yeah,
I was allowed to go in a pub with them. That's what they used to say.
That's
17.
Brilliant.
Didn't you let off a fire extinguisher and pizza Hut?
I did indeed, yeah. That cost me a 2 weeks' wages as usual.
Really?
Yeah. No, that was a bit of a nightmare, really. Again, Tony Adams was involved. We've been steaming all day, though. We've been out all day. And it's only taken for 2, me and him in the pizza Hut. And some guys over the other side were getting a bit leery, and I think they were like Spurs fans. I don't know who they supported, but they started throwing things at Tony, and I thought, this is out of order. This is terrible.
The carrots and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, what? This is a joke. Obviously, donkey again.
He's getting donkeyed off. We were getting donkeyed off.
I was sitting right next to a fire extinguisher, and I was thinking, Tom, just pull the pin, and I'll spray him for you. So. We paid the bill, off he goes, poof, pulls the pin, and as I went to spray it was so powerful, it went over my head like that. I sprayed all the people.
I've let a few of them up, didn't they go?
Oh, mate, unbelievable.
Was it a powder one or the water one?
It was water, and it was like, so sorry. Anyway, we took all the pieces flying everywhere. Anyway, it was classy smashing. A few guys on our side were all laughing because they knew what they was doing this for. They were trying to like impress their girlfriends or whatever.
Did you get them wet though in the end?
Oh, absolutely soaked. Absolutely soaked.
Yeah.
Everything was flying. People, there was pictures coming off the wall.
I got an extinguisher story out of this.
It was really like it got a bit dangerous. All glasses are smashing. It was all sorts.
Yeah.
So anyway, we walk out. I pin it back onto the little hook as we walk out.
As it walk
out, this guy comes out, but Tony's a big old lump. Tony's like 6'4". And he went, "What are you going to do, mate?" He went, "Nothing." As he walked back in again. So yeah, we went missing that afternoon into another little social club.
Yeah.
Where no one knew like you could get away with it, stay there all day. Anyway, we got a Chinese then on the way home that night. And I always remember the police car turning up outside. Yeah. And I had a bag of Chinese. He went, "Have you been to Pete site today?" I said, "No, look, I've had Chinese." Yeah, so in the end, it did come out. And I always remember Tony, because you always know the night before when it's going to be in the front page of the papers. And it was front page.
Oh, really?
So George Graham again, he's waiting. He comes in, he looked at me and Tony. He said, "You two better play well today."
Tank top, no tank top.
Anyway, no tank top, mate. After we drew 0-0 against QPR, I think it was, and we walk into his office after, and he looks at Tony, he looks at me, right, okay. He looked at me, 2 weeks' wages fine. I went, "Oh, okay, I accept that." Yeah. "Tony, no problem, you'll let off." I was like, "What?" It's Tony's fault. Anyway, George Graham loved him, Tony.
Oh, really?
He let him get away with murder.
To be fair, he only pulled the
But
pin.
in the end, Tony Adams did give me half of my wages. He said, "No, I'll give you half back."
So you paid.
So I only got a week's wages fine in the end because Tony gave me the other. I mean, in them days, only about £350 a week it was on. Yeah. So 700 quid I give him, and he weren't cash, by the way.
Brilliant.
Did you let off a fire extinguisher?
Jim, have you?
Yeah, it wasn't in the pizza. This was funny. It just come to me then because I've let off plenty of water ones.
Yeah.
But I didn't know foam or dust. I don't know what it was. Or some kind of
powder.
Chalk powder existed. I didn't know that. Right? And
you thought they were all water?
But mate, I'm going to mention Michael Wears, right? He had a new girlfriend. And I stayed at his... Michael's just one of my friends.
Right.
He's a weirdo. Was in his place. I stayed overnight and the next morning, I'm just playing up and I find something, extinguisher outside his house. Outside, he lived in flats and it was outside. I thought, "Oh, get him here." Knocked on their bedroom door and... To be fair, he's having a cuddle with his missus. And I'm like, "Oh, what are you doing under there?" As they both lift their head out the quilt, I just go, This thing makes a noise. The thing, what you're saying about power, this one's got an actual hosel.
Like an exhaust.
Yeah, it's like that. This thing, I couldn't wait to press it. I've gone, fuck off. The thing has done the whole room. Now, I swear, you can't see nothing. I'm like, but I think this is a great feeling, and I've held my hand on it for another 20 seconds. I'm like, then I run. Right, I run. He calls me 4 times. I'm in the cafe. I'm going, "Oh no, he's fuming." But best go back. End up going back. I swear down. Him and his missus, pure white, hanging up their eyelashes. He went, "You're a fucking disgrace. Meant to be my mate. Trying to get my leg over. You spray me like that." I've walked in the room, the whole thing, I swear down, all white. He's had to phone his mum, come and clean it. I've had to give her £200. I said, "I'm so sorry." Imagine going to say sorry to your mates. It's embarrassing, isn't it?
Why did he have to get his mum to clean it?
Because the phone, what happened?
No, but why not get a cleaning firm?
Because his mum was a very good cleaner.
She's turned off.
Listen.
Is it Molly from Molly?
The thing you don't understand with this phone, it fucking went everywhere. It weren't just that room. It done the whole kitchen. It's out everywhere, honestly. And she's gone, "Jim, what the thing we clean? I've got to start from sealing the top." And that was that. I ruined it.
You should have set up a little fire in there. Box of matches, make a little flame go up, and then do it.
I mean, it's justified.
You need to get justified.
It was. I'd done half a big canister of it. Joke. Yeah, it's real good though.
Yeah, we can't do that these days, though.
No,
Jim, do we? We've grown up now, Jim, haven't we?
I haven't, no. I'm still looking for one.
Go for a drink after this.
Lovely to let one up in here, wouldn't it?
Let's go for a pizza and a Chinese. But didn't you accidentally drink before a Liverpool game as well?
I did, yeah.
Hang on. How did you accidentally drink?
Yeah, I didn't accidentally drink, but what it was, I was in the squad.
It was pre-planted a.
I was about, what, 20? Pre-planted a what?
I tried to do a joke about very gross plant mould. He's pre-planted. Oh wait, I got nothing in me. It's gone.
I'll get me coat.
I just ran out of words. I had 3 words.
That like you?
Made sense.
Oh, that's brilliant.
There's a blah 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 blah.
Yeah, what was that story was, Jim? You've heard that one, haven't you? I was about 20, I suppose. I made my debut at Anfield about 2 seasons before, and again, George Graham was there, and what he used to do is put loads of people in a squad. So you might be 5 or 6 not playing.
Yeah, got you.
So I was one of the players who were not playing.
To keep you on your toes.
Yeah, well, I've got my tie on and all that, and I said again, Steve Bold, I think Steve Bold or one of the older pros or one of the players who weren't playing. So I said, lads, I'm a youngster. What do you do now?
Yeah.
And one of them went, I'm going to go for a few pints upstairs in the old Carlsbog Lounge. I went, oh, fantastic, that sounds good. So off we go, enjoying it. All the Scousers are in, having a laugh with them and whatever. So I'm probably on my 5th pint, 10 minutes before kick-off. And I think they've been hunting me for me downstairs. They don't know where I've gone and whatever. But I don't realise it at the time. So all of a sudden, this door comes open. Stuart Houston, our assistant manager, walks up. What are you doing? I said, I'm just having a drink here, Stuart. I'm going to go and watch the game now. He went, get yourself downstairs now. The manager's fuming. What? What do you mean? Someone's got injured in a warm-up. You're sub. And I'm like that. Fucking hell. And one of the players went, well, let him finish his fucking pint then. For fuck's sake. Which I didn't, obviously. I put my pint down, lads, got to go.
I should lie,
so as I went down there, I should have sat in the bottom of it. Boom, boom. As I went down, I'm stinking of booze. I've had 5 pints. I'm a little bit sozzled. At a young age. So I put my kit on, and all the lads on the older bench going, you stink of booze, fucking hell, have a chewing gum or something. So I'm putting chewing gum in my mouth. So I'm thinking, I might not get on, I probably won't get on.
Yeah.
20 minutes to go, George Graham, warm up, you're going on. I'm going, oh, for fuck's sake, not 20 minutes.
Do you
know when you run out and down the line, you can feel the beer going down in your belly. And, and all the, well, I think it was Liverpool subs at the time were going to me, was you out last night? Was you out? Because you stink of booze. I said, no, I've had 5 pints upstairs.
What are you telling them
So anyway,
for?
I didn't get on in the end, thank God. I didn't get on.
Imagine that.
Oh, mate. So after the game, George Graham, well done, looked at me. Was you in the bar before the game? I was like, obviously I can't say no.
Yeah.
Yes, boss, I didn't know I was playing. I got 10 minutes before kick-off, I got told I'm playing, or sub. He went 2 weeks' wages. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Right.
How many 2 weeks? I think 1 month. I think I was down. I owed them money. Have you ever done that? Have you ever done that? Where you owe them money?
Not that much time.
Well,
he owes Hull about 4
I think I've got 2 weeks' wages fine in a month. So I think I owed them 2 weeks' wages.
Didn't know there was 6 weeks in a month.
They was making money.
Didn't you have a bit of trouble as well when the Far East tour with? Didn't you get arrested? Was you get a caution? Arrested?
Yeah, I got arrested there. Again, that was walking back from. This was our last night, and we had to be on a plane at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And it was about 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And bit of the reception at 8 o'clock, and we're walking back, a few of us. And we got into a bit of a... And there's a triad area, it's a dangerous area. In the end, some guys were attacking us. I mean, I was very drunk, and we were so pleased the police turned up because we would have been battered.
You can handle yourself around.
Well, not about 10, with swords.
With swords. Not 10 triads with swords.
With a sword,
with swords,
machete.
No wages. What do you want me to do?
With machete. And anyway, I had to stay another 2 days. I got put in a prison for a day and a half.
A proper prison.
Yeah, it was like a holding cell and all that, and he was in there quite a while. And then obviously,
did you meet any other prisoners?
They went well. I had chicken chow mein back 3 times that day. It's unbelievable. I said to him, "Do you got any Tabasco sauce?" I fancied if it spiced it up a little bit. And they go, "What?" And believe it or not, one of the guys who was having a fight was in the same cell as me. And I was like, I think he had a fight with one of the players. I think it might have been Chris Kawamia. Believe it or not. And do you know what it's like? I'm in a cell with him now. I'm going, yeah, he's a twat, Chris Kawamia. I don't like him either. You know what you think? He's knocking me out. And I was going, yeah, no one likes him. Yeah, I would have done. You've done the right thing now.
You picked the right one.
So anyway, they got the best lawyer they could get, Arsenal, to try and get me out of trouble and whatever. So I got out, let him bail, and he comes to my room. I'm going to court the next day, and he said, well, you're looking at 6 months in prison. I'm going, what? I need to stuff up for myself. Someone's attacking me. So,
with a machete.
Yeah. Well, exactly. And he went, well, that's the rules are quite, heavy out here. I was going, oh no. And I was thinking, Jesus.
Oh no.
Hang on. All he said was, oh no.
Sounds like
my missus is pregnant. She don't even know.
Ray, your sandwiches.
My first child.
Your reaction
she was like, she's out here. She's going to watch the news in the morning, and I'm in court. I ain't told her.
His reaction's like he's forgot his sandwiches.
I know. Well, it might have been a bit more than that.
No, never guess what? I'm only going to go inside for 6 months in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I was thinking I definitely had a Western Subaru. But it was one of them where I went to court and the guy stood up, and obviously he had a really good reputation. And all he said was my name. I'm really sorry. This, that, he won't do it again. He's got a great, clean bill of health in England and this, that, whatever. And the guy went, £180 fine. and pay £100 costs. I was like, fucking hell, that's all right.
Yeah.
I was like, what result that is? So next minute, we're going back to the airport. We got a plane straight out because the travel manager was fuming because he wanted to go home.
Oh.
And he's got to stay another day and a half with me just to set for the court. So I got on a plane. I said, should we have a few drinks on the way back? He's going, fucking drinks. I was supposed to be back in England 2 days ago.
Calm down, son.
So I went, all right, we better stay off the boozing. And when we got back to obviously the airport, all the press are there. And the thing was about it, Ken Fryer was one of our main men back at the... he's still there today. Yeah. He said, right, you got to come back to the training ground. I want to chat with you about the Hong Kong situation. So I went, all right. And Tony Adams weren't driving then. He had to come back with me. I said, Tony, it's up to you. What do you want to do? Oh, drop me at the Bank of Friendship round the corner. Hurry up in a meeting and then we get back on our bikes, sort of thing. So I drop him in the pub, Tony. I'll go round to see Ken Fryer. And he give it all the spiel. It's not acceptable. You know, it's Arsenal Football Club. I said, Mrs. Fryer, I'm really sorry. It won't happen again. Mr. Fryer.
It's not a good start, is it?
Yeah. It won't happen again. And he went, 2 weeks' wages fine. I said, yeah, I totally agree.
That's your nickname, right?
I totally agree. And then he went, just about to walk out the door, and he went, Ryan, I've got another problem. What's that? I went, we've just got the solicitor's fees, the bill come in for Hong Kong, 12 grand. And I was like that. I said, okay, yeah, thanks for that, helping me out. He said, no, we're not paying for it. You're paying for it. Oh. And I had to pay 12 grand. That's like half a year's wages.
How much was you on a week then?
£350. £300,
yes.
something like that, £350, and I had to pay 12 grand back. Yeah, but what they're trying to do is teach you a lesson.
Did you make a profit out of football, Ray, or a loss?
Yeah. To be fair, I don't know really. I'll have to work it all out. In them days, I was losing. I promise you.
I think you caught up at the end of your career.
But again, you was only young and you learn from your mistakes, didn't you? But that did hurt. That 12 grand fine. And I went round. Tony Adams, so funny, and he went, "What happened?" Oh, Tone. I was like, fucking hell. I went, I got done 2 weeks' wages. Yeah, that's what you expected. I said, no, I've got to pay 12 grand for the solicitor's fees. He went like that. You better have another pint and some peanuts. Oh, cheers, Tone. I was waiting for him to say, like he did before, I'll pay half for you, but he didn't that time around.
Had a pint back of HPP.
Yeah, I had a pint of Guinness to drown my sorrows. I was like, oh.
Brilliant.
In the Far East tour, didn't Winterburn tackle you?
Yeah, he tackled me. I think Steve Bull was hallucinating. It was
because he was all just out of it playing.
Oh yeah, we was on a right proper session. I mean, I think one of the
so this was in one of the friendly games
with Tony Adams as well. I roomed with Tony obviously. So we was out one day. This is 94, 95 again. It's the tour. So we're going along the road. We walked 50 yards. There's an Irish bar. So I was with Steve Bull, Nigel Winterburn, myself, obviously, and Tony Adams. So we walk in this bar. It's not even open. So Tony goes, "Oh, let's wait for how long?" And they recognised Tony. No, he's still drinking.
Yeah,
he recognised Tony. He said, "Oh, Tony, have a drink. Yeah, no problem. What do you want, lads?" So we have a few pints. Obviously, it opens and it's getting really lively. We got to be back at 6 o'clock that evening.
Yeah,
for dinner. We got to be back then. And it's like 12 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, it's really lively and a right laugh and whatever. And then everyone goes back to work. It's gone a bit quiet again. Now the guy's giving us free drinks. We've been there at 5 o'clock, quarter to 6. I look at my watch and say, lads, we better go back. And we're all a bit sozzled. And Tony went like that. I'm the manager. We're staying here. I went, all right then, Tony, no problem. So next minute, we're there at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Now people coming in again for the evening. We're having a great time. We're going to have a big party back at our... Yeah, that's what he said. Because it was Stuart Houston at the time, because George Graham's just been sacked.
Oh, okay.
And
so
he was the caretaker manager.
Oh, so it wasn't proper... Yeah.
So it was about 9 o'clock, 9:30, and we're having a right laugh. We're going to get people back to the hotel and have a party and whatever. There's all blokes over there thinking, we'll have a party with all the Arsenal players and whatever. So anyway, we get to about 10 o'clock and the manager of the place comes up and says, we've got a massive problem. We're like that. We're drunk. We're going, oh no, Stuart Houston's here, the manager. So we went, no, your captain has just fell off the end of the bar and he's laying on the dance floor. Tony Adams just fell off the end of the bar and he's laying on the dance floor, people dancing around him. So we're like that, oh, he's ruined the night again. He's ruined it. So we have to drag him up, and Steve Bowles a big old lump. He's about 6'5".
Ian Smith.
Hello, mate. Hello, Ian. We're finished now. You can go home now.
You guys are early, are you? Can't wait for a story. Tony Adams on the dance floor.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're there and
parallel. It was parallel.
We get him up somehow. We get him back to the room. Yeah. So we throw him on the bed. He's got his clothes on. He's passed out. So anyway, I go in the bathroom. Clean my teeth or something. I can hear him on the phone. I don't know what he's doing. Slow. Can I have this? Can I have that? And what he's done, he's rang room service and he's ordering all these sandwiches. He don't know what he's doing. Anyway, I don't know what he was doing. I've come out. He's passed out again. So all his clothes on, just leave him. That's perfect. I get into bed.
So you're rooming with him?
Yeah. 1.5 hours later, bang, knock on the door. I'm thinking, who's that? And I'm like, I'm not a heavy sleeper. Do you know when you look through the little pinhole?
Yeah.
I look through and there's a little Chinese man standing there. I said, what does he want? You know? I didn't know what he's done. So I opened the door. He went. He went. Yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I've missed quite a lot of information.
I was more expecting Stuart Houston. Yeah. To be honest with you. I was expecting him.
You followed us against Joe.
He might have been in disguise. I don't know. Like Cato. So anyway, I opened the door and there he is. This little Chinese. I said, "All right, mate." He went, "Room service." I said, "No. You've got the wrong room, mate." He went, "No, definitely room service in this room." And then I look round the corridor, there's about 8 trolleys of sandwiches. I'm like, oh no. So now I'm parking them. 2 there, 2 in between us, 1 there, 1 in the bathroom. I've got sandwiches everywhere. And Tony's like that. Tony's passed out on the bed. He's passed out. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do now? So I have a couple of sandwiches. I thought I might as well. I might as well have a couple. And then I went back to bed. So I'm like 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm still asleep. Tony now nudging me. Ray. And he's right as rain.
Yeah.
He's sort of a guy, he can't remember nothing.
They forgot the ham and pickle.
Right, no, listen. He wakes up and he says, Ray, what a great night last night. I said, Tone, you ruined it. You fell off the end of the bar. People was dancing around you on the dance floor. And he went like that. Oh, was I? I can't remember that. Then he looked around the room and went, was you hungry last night or not? I said, it was you, 150 quid's worth of sandwiches. Which was like 95. That's like half a week. That's half a week's wages.
Yeah, brilliant.
He did pay for him, though. He did pay for him.
Yeah. Different class.
So that was Tony Adams. He was different. He was a great guy though. But he did give up drinking. He gave it up. We
gave it sort of like the new era at Arsenal, wasn't it? When he gave up the drinking and then coincided a bit later on when Wenger come in and stuff like that. And he got a bit more sort of serious, didn't he?
Yeah, he did indeed. He started coming out with a lot of words with 10 letters or more. Tony.
Oh really?
He didn't know what they meant, but he sounded very good.
Something's changed here.
But it was one of them where
But you still went out though and drunk, did you? But not as much.
Tony said to me when he gave up, he said, "Please don't ask me ever to go out with you." Again to pubs, and which I didn't. I've respected him, and and to be fair, he got over that, and credit to him really. I mean, he was a player that everybody looked at, but he had a lot of willpower. Once he said he's going to do something, he made sure he did it, and he said it was affecting my life. So he said, I've got to change. I can't do what I'm doing. Yeah, because he can't remember half of it. That's the problem he had, and so he's just affecting everybody, his kids and everyone.
But would you like obviously then you sort of knew lease of life with when you played when Burkamp?
He probably saved my career, Tony.
Do you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. He was a big part of it.
Because did you ease off as well?
I was very easily led. Yeah. So it's very hard to say when Tony said come out of a drink. It's very hard to say I'm going to go home, Tone, or. You couldn't resist it. We had a right laugh.
Yeah, and it was fun.
And you enjoyed it. So when he didn't go out anymore during the afternoons, I still had mates who would work and that. Sometimes we went out, but not every day and not 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
So then obviously Wenger come in as well.
Yeah.
So it was
you can't
perfect. It was either go that way or go that way.
Yeah.
So the timing was perfect for me, both situations.
Yeah, it's because you said with Burkamp coming in, was that you when you saw Decania at West Ham?
Yeah,
he showed you that if you can be more, disciplined, and it's a team first rather than.
Well, he showed you how unprofessional we were, really.
Yeah,
I mean, him
and Ian
Wright
guys looked up to him as well, so it was like.
Oh, he's brilliant. Burkamp was. He was.
How good was he, right?
He would practice on his own, Dennis.
Really?
We would finish training, we were walking in, and Dennis would stay behind with a bag of balls, just chipping them onto the bar.
Yeah,
and not to get better, just to maintain his standard. And he was unbelievable.
And you sort of think, well, if he's the best player here and he's staying late. While we go,
exactly. So we started staying behind a bit more. But he was a very clever player. He knew he could look after himself as well. People don't see that.
Yeah,
he could do
handy, wasn't he?
Well,
he could do
first
people.
Time I was playing at West Ham. We went to the.
He done Steve Lomas once, didn't he?
Went to Arsenal training ground. I couldn't believe how big he was. He's
quite
a size, weren't he?
He was
a small fella.
6'1".
Yeah,
he was.
Even Wenger's quite.
Do you know what I mean? And I thought, he's not as small as what I thought.
You've been in the sauna.
But when I first see him, and I thought. Hang on, he's a bit of a lump, him. He weren't small. He was a lot bigger than I thought. A lot more stature about him, and I thought, blimey.
But what he'd done so well, he read you as well. If you've only got,
quick, weren't he?
If you was running down the blind alley, you think I've only got one pass now in there.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to look. He would read your mate. He's only got one pass. I'll just drop off and I'll make sure I'm there.
Yeah.
If you pass it in there he was. If you did pass it in there sometimes, he wasn't playing, he'd go to one of their players and everyone's going, oh, what a terrible player. He could read what you was...
Cute, and as a proper player.
And if you ask Henri and Ian Wright and people like that, they got all the goal-scoring records. It was a lot to do with Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah.
With assists, you know. He would put on a... You know, you get a knife and 40, he'd put on a plate for you.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, what point of the
You're
script,
late, you can't ask
script are
nothing
we up to?
We're just coming to new players.
We've got a furlong left, mate. We've got a furlong left.
I don't want to repeat anything,
Ray
but
Parlour,
have you got any
Ian
fun?
Smith.
We haven't done your chance there.
Oh, right.
With basically...
Are you doing it right, mate?
You got any fun?
Ian,
funny
Ray,
stories
you
about
You could have made an effort to get
You
here.
brought a fucking sandwich on the route. You didn't rush it.
Got a hole in your jeans. What, you catch them in a pedal or you bite? What's the script?
Yeah, well, basically, I was wet when I got the phone call saying that
you knew Ray was
got out of the show.
He's a big Ray Parlour fan.
I was too nervous to come. I was too nervous. Yeah, so I just put some clothes on, then I dried as I was running here.
So you had a shower?
No, I didn't have a shower when I
He's
got
a
so
pervert.
wet. Because I'd had a shower.
There's a shower at 4 in the afternoon.
Me?
What have you
Someone
been
who
doing?
didn't realise they got shit on. I didn't know I
You
had
should realise
anything.
you've got shit on you.
You've actually
Oh,
got shit on.
Yeah.
Look at the state, yeah.
Well, I mean, I had to put clothes on immediately and then
You're a
run, mate.
disgrace.
Ian, do you want to write a chant for Ray Parlour?
I had a dodgy one when I Arsenal.
Yeah, what was your chant?
Who are Ray Parlour? There could have been a
right?
bit more imaginative.
A bit more what?
Imaginative. Imaginative. I'm getting Tony Adams again. He taught me that word.
Is that all it was then? The only chant?
Yeah, who are Ray Parlour? I think my name's a bit dodgy, innit? I mean,
Not a lot rhymes with Parlour.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
It's a tough one, isn't
I think the fans was finding it very hard to find a song for me.
What
was yours, Jim? What was yours?
It's only one Jimmy Willard.
What was it?
What's wrong with him
boring
again?
now, isn't it? It's
No,
boring.
I got a few.
What's wrong with him again?
I had one from Ipswich.
Oh, he's shake.
Jimmy Bullard. Oh, no.
I let him.
No,
he's
if you all shut up, I'll tell you.
Oh,
But you keep fucking interfering with my brain.
I can't. You dress like Jimmy Savile. It's hard to take you serious.
know
You've
what I
got a
mean?
red tracksuit top on. Your weird little.
Do you know what I mean? Why do you have to
fundraising
fucking come for
curvy
me?
hair and then a pair of trousers.
Always, just because I'm a bit funnier than you always get the ump. Do you know what I mean? I'm fucking trying my hardest. Now you got your power with you. You start piping up, didn't you? Now just let me think of the fucking song and shut your mouth.
Let's all be quiet. He's gonna
Right.
think.
Basically, it had I'll let you shag my wife in it. And that's all you're getting. And that is a song.
That's not a song.
It is a song.
Now you've given a statement.
Oh, yeah.
At least give us the tune.
So I used to go down take all the corners, right? And then they used to sing, "You're the love of my life, of Jimmy Bullard. I'll let you shag my wife, of Jimmy Bullard. Just to me when you say." That is the song.
Yeah, that's the song. It's a good song.
Right. Don't try and leave a little one on me.
I'm not
I've
going
done
to leave
ya.
nothing on you.
Yeah,
Nothing.
just because I've done ya.
You done me. It's
Right,
fine.
lovely. Yeah, got it, buddy. 1-0. Buddy does Beckett. Get on that. Yeah, that's standing. Fuck you.
It's a real cohesive unit, right?
Absolutely.
Yes! I'm
We
so
got-
happy I've done Beckett.
What we go, this section of the song is called Fat Chance, apparently, because Proper People's Champ keeps tweeting. That's what we should call
Oh,
this.
he tweets every
Yeah?
day saying
Who?
call it fat chance.
Beckett.
I don't know who he is.
Beckett. Look at Beckett, he's still waiting. You're lining a line-up.
He's waiting for an equaliser.
Yeah, he's going to hammer me in a minute.
I'll 2-foot you in the last minute.
He's putting two subs on in a minute. You're in it.
He's going to
Two
put one
forwards.
right in a stanchion.
He's got two forwards on.
Right in a Playboy mansion.
He's Bergkamp on me on now. He's struggling here. He's struggling.
Little Ray behind him in the jam.
No, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
What's that Shirley Temple song?
Oh, you
There's
still
only
that,
one
yeah,
song,
long
yeah.
hair, yeah.
'Cause you-
Where's your caravan and all that?
Do you ever
wasn't
get
it?
Jipbo and all that? Yeah.
No, I got.
You used to get that because you got long hair. didn't you?
There's only one Mrs. Parlour when I got divorced.
Yeah.
From a corner. That was Cardiff. I was playing my whole city then. And it was, I had to laugh, mate.
Yeah.
Funny. You know, things like that. It's got a great banner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, all them sort of
All that
things. You know
stuff.
what I mean? A big deal.
It's because Tony Adams learned the piano and sings Ray a lot.
Yeah, he did learn the piano. He
used to sing to you?
Well, that's when he gave up drinking.
You got to fill your day.
He changed a little bit. He changed a little bit tone, and obviously come out with some poems
playing
and all
piano.
that.
He started doing poems.
And he learned the piano, which.
But the thing is, it's quite an extreme, isn't it? Like,
no,
how'd
but-
you go from falling off a bar in the Far East to then
Yeah,
like...
but this was like probably 2 or 3 years into
Non-drinking,
to booze, and I suppose it was helping him. I don't know all these hobbies he had then.
Yeah.
But yeah, he done me a song once with his organ in Manchester.
He sung you a
He
song?
bought his organ all the way to Manchester.
Yeah.
He wrote you a song.
No, he done me a song. And I didn't know
you a
what song.
song?
Yeah, he bought his organ on the bus because them days went by coach.
Yeah.
Bus to
It's
the-
all
How
on the-
big's his
on the
organ?
organ. It was probably look. You can't see it on the audio podcast, but it's about what's that?
He's got that
What's that?
That's two bottles of 2 litre Coke.
So it was a situation where he brought into there and the lads were killing him. You know, it's like,
got
can we
an
get on
organ
top of the pops? Can we do this? Can we do that? Can we get a number 1 hit going? And Tony went, no, I promise him to do him a song. I'll do him a song. And we was playing cards after dinner, and Tony walks round the back of me, 9 o'clock, I'll do that song for you. So, right, son, I'll be there. And I had a blind in hand as well, seriously. And I said, lads, I'm going to be late. If I play this hand, I'm going to be late for his song. Folded it, off I went. Key card in. Tony set his organ up. Beer.
I'll see you in the bedroom with him.
Yeah, synthesisers, bit more bass. So I'm thinking he could be half decent here. 20 weeks he's been practising his song. So I'm thinking, what's he going to be? I haven't got a clue what's going to be. He looks round, you ready? I said, yeah, 2 right, I'm ready. You know what song it was, Jim?
Little donkey.
He weren't Jimmy Bullard. It wasn't your song. It was. He wasn't Little Donkey. It was even better than that.
What was it?
We'll be coming round the mountain when we come.
Shut up.
We'll be coming. Boy, he wouldn't play. He was singing it. He was like.
No,
Anyway,
what did you do?
that night I thought he's lost the plot, hasn't he? Fucking hell. So, but I went downstairs the next morning. I said,
Just you two in the room.
yeah.
So hang on, let's get this right.
Yeah, but he promised me to do me a song.
I've got to get the picture. Tony Adams has brought like a proper organ in the room.
Yeah.
He's doing all the synthesizers and he's gone to sit there, right?
I got
Deadly
into
serious.
bed. I'm looking at his backside now.
What,
So
deadly serious?
he's got it all
So
set up.
He's facing away from you.
Yeah.
And you're
And
laying
you're
in bed.
behind
And he's
him,
like this.
laying in bed.
Yeah.
9
And
p.m.
he says, "You ready?"
So he turns round and goes, you ready,
why
mate?
are you
Yeah. And I say, "Yes, Tone."
Yes, Tone. And then he goes, we'll be running
Yeah,
round
round
and
about here, when we come. Yeah, that was it.
And then when it finishes,
yeah, I went.
what,
that
who
was-
says what?
No, I thought.
What did you say?
No, I said that was brilliant, Tone. I was like,
uncomfortable?
no, I said I could have done that in 6 weeks. I think I said something like that.
What did he say?
And it was all right. He was laughing in the end, and then the next morning was funny.
Was it good though? Was it in tune? What
Not
was
really. No, I've said 20 weeks.
Tony Adams singing Coming Round the Mountain.
Anyway, it was. We went down in the breakfast the next day. Went down breakfast, and all the lads can't wait to see me. What song was it? We've had bets on it. We've had sweepstakes on it.
What year was this?
It would have been 97.
Go
I reckon,
on,
90.
what happened?
It would have been. And he would go, well, we've had a bet on it. We've had this. We've had that. So I went, lads, I'll give you £5 of my own money. You ain't going to get it. So I let them all have a guess. No. In the end, they give up. We're coming round the mountains, and that's when they all went, we got to get him back on the booze as quick as possible. And obviously we didn't get him back on the booze. So, but he was a legend, Tony. Absolutely, I love him.
But when
I
all
speak
the-
to him all the time now. He's a great lad.
When like Burkamp and like Omri and all that turned up, though, obviously it wasn't as raucous, but there was still like Burkamp still did pranks and stuff, didn't he?
Oh
Messed
yeah,
about,
yeah.
Like, was
He
it
pulled
pulling
my
short-
shorts down once. Yeah, I'm just about to go on in a pre-season game. Packed stand behind me.
Oh, so like you're out on the pitch and
Well, no, I'm sub with Dennis's sub as
Oh,
well,
right, yeah.
and I'm standing up
fighting?
ready to go on, and he comes around, whips me shorts down in front of all the stand. I'm like, oh no! And what you used to do when you had your arms around people,
Yeah.
so when you have your pictures done,
yeah, they
you
do it
slip
then.
round about and whack people's shorts down.
They used to do it to
was
Vic
like-
Akers as well.
Vic Akers was a blinder.
He
Probably
always
the
wears
best one.
shorts, didn't he?
Vic was great. I love Vic. He would come up, and what it was a load of women upstairs this one day in the training ground, and he loved a freebie, Vic.
Is he
And they're
still
up
there, though?
Yeah, he's still there, Vic.
He's a last
So he was
season
my
on the
youth team.
bench.
He was my manager at under 14s. So he's been there many years.
Yeah.
So he loved a freebie, Vic. So he's come up and they're giving all this stuff away to wives, girlfriends, and all that, big bags of stuff and whatever. So Vic's gone in and gone, all right, girls, what you got? And he's sort of leant against this door, and Burkamp's gone round the back of him, whipped his shorts down, and he didn't know where to do his pull his shorts up quick, or he just stood there like that, and he quickly, whoa. And he went, "Oh, you're out of order, you lot. That's a joke." And the women went like that. Oh, they turned away. He said, "You could have let me warm it up a bit." He's like a little button mushroom.
What, that's it?
Oh no! He had nothing on underneath.
Oh, the Corey
No,
come
he had
out.
nothing. He
The
had
old
nothing
butter
on.
mushroom.
It's, Vic was he was laughing though, and it was
Yeah,
funny.
brilliant.
Burkamp, we sat in the dress. Well, we sat in the training room about at least an hour and a half laughing. I couldn't get in my car. I was laughing too much.
Brilliant.
And Vic he did take it well. To be fair, the French lads couldn't believe how we used to muck about.
Really?
They'd be like that.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We you know.
Didn't you threaten Petit?
Yeah, it
Well, not threaten, but like you
didn't threaten him,
ultimatum.
but- yeah, it was because he kept walking past you in the morning. So you say morning, he'll walk past you, and
Wouldn't say hello.
so we all noticed it. So one day we said, right, this is how we're going to get him back. If he does it again, we'll nail him against the wall and we'll cut his ponytail off. So
That seems
and it was
fair.
like
That seems fair.
Dave Seaman, Tony Adams, and all that, and him against the wall. And I had the scissors. and he went, I'm really sorry, I didn't realise you do that. And after that, it was good as gold. Morning, afternoon, evening. No, you don't have to do it.
Phone you up, good night, boys, good night.
I've got 11sies. Starting off as his supper.
Afternoon. No menu. Only, you don't have to always say it. But he didn't realise. And in France, he said, when they played in France, it was a job for them. They weren't mates. You finish training, all go home. They didn't even talk to each other. So it wasn't no spirit there.
Okay.
So in the end, they loved it.
What was Kolo Toure like?
Toure was good as gold. Yeah, Kolo come into the club. He got a new pair of boots. He was over the moon with that. He was like, I've got a new pair of boots. Big Cake's giving him a pair of boots. And then it was a trial. He was here for a trial. So I think he come from a Belgium team called Beveren. So,
did he go in on everyone?
Yeah. So this is what we used to do. So we used to line a back four up. The back four that day was Lauren, Martin Keown, Kolo Toure, Ashley Cole left back. Against them was myself on the right, Henri Bergkamp, Vieira midfield, with a little youth team player just in front, and I think it was Perez on the left.
Yeah.
So all he's got to do is try and stop it. It's a little bit of shadow play. He ain't going too mad and whatever. So he's marking Thierry Henry. Always remember the ball goes into Thierry, and Kolo Toure's wiped him out proper. Like this is a trialist wiping their best player out, and all you heard was Arsene Wenger, Kolo, no tackles. And even Martin's going, Kolo, don't kick him. No. Anyway, so they change over. Bergkamp's on him now. So next ball goes in. Kolo's took Bergkamp out. I'm like, Kolo! No tackle. If they take them two out, we can't win the league. Simple. They're our best players. So now, sorry, coach. Anyway, he was a little bit all over the place. And he was a little bit... Anyway, the ball comes in next one. And he's made a good interception. So the ball span up. And he's like that, he's watching the ball. So the Wenger used to stick right in the middle of the midfield and the defence to see the movement. Yeah. So if you move inside, he's got to move outside and all that. So the ball span up and Kolo still, it's landed right at Arsene Wenger's feet. He's controlled it. Boof!
Shut up.
Kolo Toure's took the manager out. 2-footed him.
He's raw though.
He's gone, Wenger's gone down. He's on the floor. Sorry, coach. Now we're all laughing. We are laughing. He didn't have that. They didn't have them out then.
You've said two funny things here, Jim. What's going on?
There it is, guys. There it is. Straight on me.
I know you're on one, aren't you, Jim? You saved it up all series.
That leaves me enough time to just get the winner.
I've got 2 laughs in a show. Fuck me. What's going on here? He's shown up, hasn't he?
Fuck off, Becky. Mate, go on, mate.
It's a season's worth of highlights from when you played at Hull.
Brilliant. Anyway, that's a fucking good game with you two.
It ain't about you,
It might go into time. This might go into time.
Sorry, Ray. It's about you. He's like that. These comics are like that.
Anyway, so Wenger now, he limps off. The training's finished. Kolo Toure is distraught in training. He can't believe it. It's big chance. He took out Bergkamp, Henry, and the manager. So I felt sorry for him a little bit. He's nearly crying, poor sod. I think he thought he had to give the boots back as well if he didn't get in. But anyway, I finished my lunch. I went downstairs. I walked into the medical room to see Gary Lewin. And who's sitting in the corner? Arsene Wenger. Big ice pack on his ankle. He's going, I said, boss. And I was trying to stick up for him. I said, boss, I don't think he meant it. He's a very raw player. And he's enthusiastic. And he didn't mean to do it. And he went, look at my ankle. And he had a big lump on it and all sorts. So he looked round. He said, Wenger's a very fair man. He went, Ray, I like his desire. We signed him tomorrow. And that was it. They signed him, yeah. They signed him like that. And he was there for 9 years. They signed him for what, £500,000? Really? And they sold him for like 14 million.
But you signed him off the back of just taking out free players?
No, but he liked what you see otherwise as well. And he liked it. He could coach him into a good side.
I heard he was a forward.
Well, he wouldn't have played midfield, but he weren't fit enough.
Yeah.
He weren't fit enough.
What about...
him and Sol Campbell, different class.
What about Stepanovs? Was that you winding up Keown?
Yeah, Martin was easy. He bit all the time, Martin. He was one of them sort of characters you could easily wind him up. And so he didn't like trialists coming in at centre half. He hated it because he's thinking, I ain't going to play here. So we had a trialist and we was in on tour and we had a trialist centre half, Stepanovs.
Igor Stepanovs. And we're all sitting on the bench and we're trying to get a little bite out of him. So every single pass he made, this Igor Stepanovs, we was clapping him. What a fucking pass, Igor. Fucking different classy centre half. Anyway, Wenger's obviously sitting on the bench along a little bit. And who's saying this? You and...
Well, we had Bergkamp. A few of us were on there. I can't remember. I know Dennis was definitely on there because Dennis was the one who really... He hit this ball probably 15, 20 yards across the pitch, and everybody stood up clapping, except Martin at the end. Then all of a sudden, Bergkamp went, I want to play against this guy every week. He's not bad at the back.
Did he make sure Wenger heard it?
Yeah. And then it was one of them, Martin bit. Oh, he ain't that good. He's missed that tackle, So I don't think nothing of it. We're just having a wind up. That dinner at night, we had a laugh and went, how funny was that? Brilliant. Anyway, 2 weeks later, back at the training ground, walk in, who's sitting there? He goes, Stepanovs. And he talked like Borat. I like it. It's very nice. It's very nice. I said, what are you doing here? He goes, they signed me a 4-year contract. I was like, fucking what? and what the story was is that I think Wenger's been listening to all the lads along the bench going, what a player. And Bergkamp, and obviously he don't know which one wind Martin up. So we get him on the pitch out in the training ground, and no disrespect to anybody lower divisions, he was a yard behind everyone, didn't understand what to do, and he was never going to play. And then all of a sudden, we had the biggest injury crisis we had in the whole club, the centre-half position. The only fit centre-half we got is Igor Stepanovs. And then we were playing that weekend, Manchester United, Old Trafford. So we're thinking this is going to be a long afternoon, I promise you now. So we go 1-0 up after 3 minutes. We equalise on Henri. We're thinking, that do, we take that 1-1. Yeah. All of a sudden, Dwight York and Andy Cole up front for Man United with different class. 2-1 Man United, 3-1 Man United, 4-1 Man United, 5-1 Man United. And the half-time whistle goes. We're going, oh, thank God for that. David Seaman's like an octopus in goal. He's like, he's saving. He could have been like 12-1 at half-time. So as I'm walking down the tunnel, Dwight York was walking alongside me and he looks at me and went, where the fuck did you get that centre half from? And I said, it's a long story, Dwight.
So it's a Martin Keown wind-up.
I went right into the dressing room area and there was Wenger. And he's the most calmest character ever, usually. Recover, and that's it. All of a sudden he starts swearing, fucking disgrace you lot, in a French accent, fucking joke. And do you know when you're sitting there like that, you're 5-1 down, and do you know when it don't suit someone? Like George Graham, it suited him to swear. Yeah. So Alex Ferguson, all them sort of guys, it suit. And Jimmy's probably played with managers who it suits them to swear. Yeah. But Wenger, it doesn't. He's like, fucking joking. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, don't fucking laugh, for fuck's sake. It was like that scene in the older Romans, when if one fucking laughs, everyone's going to fucking laugh. And Pat Weiss is over there going, don't fucking laugh, please don't laugh. And he's trying to tell us off. I'm like that. I'm looking down at his feet and thinking, oh, don't look at any eye contact. If I get eye contact, I start laughing. We're in trouble. And in the end, we lost 6-1. And Igor, poor sod, he never played again.
Oh dear,
really?
But he had a great time.
Keown was like that,
he had a great time, 4-year contract.
Keown was rubbing his hands together.
4-year contract.
Yeah, he got a 4-year contract, and he used to fly back to Latvia. Here comes Igor, the Arsenal legend. I like it. Every time he said, why don't you go on loan, Igor? I like it. It's nice.
Did he go on to play anywhere else?
He went back to Latvia, I think. I don't think he stayed. Oh, Switzerland he went. Yeah. But you didn't really see him a lot after that.
No, I heard one story I heard with Ray. I don't know if it's true.
What, Martin up about
no, it was when you was at Borough.
Big Nose.
Was it
Big Nose, yeah.
Tell that
yeah,
because this is the governor. Please do this one. This one kills me.
We've got a couple of questions about England as well.
Kills me.
Yeah, I went to Borough and obviously... Well, Gareth was my teammate at the time. And I've got lots of respect for Gareth and good player, great player. England manager.
That pizza advert.
Fair enough.
Come on, mate. How much money do you need, fuck's sake? Oh, we all missed a penalty. Let's have a pizza. Fuck off. Give me an extinguisher. I'll take his head off.
We need that extinguisher back.
Right.
He's got this big meeting now. He pulls us in this big room with where we used to watch all the...
He's just come in as gaffer, right?
He's going to come in and gaffer and introduce and say this is what's going to go on in the future. And we had all the laundrette women in there. We had all the chefs in there. Right. Everybody involved in the training ground. It was packed in there. Yeah. So I'm sitting next to Steve Harrison, who's the most funniest man ever. He was like a coach. And Lee Cattermole was sitting alongside me. So he comes in and got Vidukas at the front and Hasselbank and all the boys in there. And anyway, he comes in, right, lads, I'm going to take this club forward. And we're like, oh, fucking, how's he going to do that then? So this is what I'm changing. If you're late, bang, 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 we've got to get this training a little bit more sharper and this, that, whatever. So it comes to a stage where he goes, right, from now on, lads, I know it's going to be difficult for you because you know me as Gareth and Gate was his nickname. But I want you to call me Gaffer, Boss, all this. So anyway, and then he goes on to something else about... discipline and this, that. Well, but it's getting really boring now. Yeah. So we're sitting in this little Steve Harrison going, he's waffling on now, isn't he? So right at the end of the meeting, this is like assistant. right at the end of the meeting, he says, right from now on then, lads. So Gareth and Gate, but if you can call me Boss or Gaffer. And I was in there, I went, Big Nose, like that. And it was really that.
What about
So,
a big nose?
so instead of him saying you got a big nose and all, and I would have started laughing, everybody started laughing. He went, he didn't know what to say.
Oh.
So Steve Harrison, Lee Kettermall nearly was laughing. Everyone was like looking, didn't know what to do. So as I'm walking out the room, he says, "You're in the reserves today." I went, "What? What do you mean?" He said, "No, you're in the reserves." So I had to go and train with the reserves. He dropped me
Really?
for that, yeah. And he didn't like no banter whatsoever.
No.
So next minute, he's put me in a reserve game. I played the reserves one night. I tried my best. It was like playing another cup final. So done everything right.
Yeah.
Played really well. And Malcolm Crosby another coach I had, comes down after the game. Oh, he was fantastic. I said, I expect to be in that first team tomorrow. Yeah, first team squad again. So I was going to training.
He was a senior player then as well.
Yeah, 34.
Yeah.
So as I go into training next day, you're in the reserve still. And I said, that's it, I'm leaving. So there and then, I went to see the guy running it, Keith Lamb at the time. I had 6 months of my contract left.
Yeah.
I said, give me 3 months up front, and you have the other 3 months. I'm leaving today. And that's when I went back to London.
Really?
Oh, really?
Called him big nose.
Well, he wasn't going to give me a chance. So
Yeah, he just had to make it, yeah.
Whether it's because I called him that, but he was probably wanting me out anyway.
Yeah, one of them.
Because he knew what I was like as a player and whatever.
And
what about big nose?
did
I
you-
love those.
did
He
you
should have said, you got a big nose and all.
Shouldn't he? He should
I
have.
said, I know.
did you have a bit of a problem with Hoddle as well, with laughing at his methods a bit?
Yeah, that was early doors, but he was a good player, Glenn Hoddle. He was a little bit, man management he didn't have none of.
Yeah.
He was a very good coach, but man management skills was terrible. If you could put Harry Redknapp and probably Glenn Hoddle as coach, it would have been a great match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a situation early in his career, England career, and he had this faith healer, ironing jewellery.
Yeah.
So I got injured in training, so I've gone to see Gary Lewin, our physio, and he knew I
What?
played
A faith.
faith healer. This lady used to come in. It was big news then. It was big news.
Yeah.
This is the 97-98 season.
He's always got like mad methods.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Well, he come out when he got sacked for England. What he said.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
You can see what sort of guy he was.
Yeah.
So I've got to see Gary Lewin. I said, Gal, I've just pulled my hamstring slightly. I might have to go and get a scan or something. See how bad it is. So he knew I played for injuries. This is a big season. We won a double that season. So I just about to walk out the medical room, go for my scan, and all of a sudden Glenn Hoddle walks in. What you done, son? All right, boss. I think I pulled just done my hamstring on my calf, top of my calf. So he went, before you go for your scan, I want you to go see my faith healer, Eileen Drury. She's in room 36. I went, fucking hell. So Robbie Fowler was sitting next to me, started laughing like, fucking hell. I said, Gary went, yes, boss. I send him straight up. So off I go up the stairs, get to room 36, knock on the door. She opens the door. Can you come and sit on that chair, please, Ray? So I sit on this chair, I'm thinking, I've got to lay flat on the bed, surely. I've got a bad calf. She should be touching the back of my calf. I'm sitting on the chair like the guys we're sitting on now, a normal chair. So next minute she pulls the curtains, and I was thinking, I've been some seedy gaffes with Tony Adams, but this could be one of them. Where's the pole? Is there a pole in it? So next minute she disappears, comes back out, she's circling me, right? And I'm thinking, what's she going to do? Then all of a sudden she puts her hands on the back of my head. And I had longer hair. I said, short back and sides, Eileen, while you're there. So I start laughing. She starts laughing. I don't think nothing of it. So I end up going for my scan. I'm out for about a week. Not a major injury.
Did she do that after
that's
she
all
touched
she
your hair?
did,
What
yeah.
else?
Yeah,
did she
no,
do?
then I got in the bed. She touched my calf a little bit.
Yeah.
I was still out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She ain't going to make me better, is she?
Yeah,
By
yeah.
touching my calf.
What
surely.
else did she touch, right?
Yeah, all right. No, nothing else, Jim.
No.
Not my middle leg, don't worry. So it was one of those situations. I got fit again, playing really well, out my skin for Arsenal, playing really well every week. Next squad comes out, I'm not in it. So now the boss asked me, why are you not in the squad? I said, boss, I said. He was in the back page of the newspapers because the press put it all in the papers.
Oh, right.
About short back and sides.
Yeah. That's
Not,
a bit of fun.
not good publicity though, for Glenn Hoddle.
Yeah.
For his faith healer, because everybody thought, why did you
It's
want to
weird
favour?
anyway.
But who did someone leak that?
Yeah,
Like,
someone
who
leaked it. So what happened was, she's gone down and told her husband. He's had a few pints at the bar. He's told a couple of players, not
Yeah.
players alike,
Well,
they
she's
tell their
probably got-
agents. Next minute, it's in the
Yeah.
back of the papers.
Yeah.
Simple.
Fucking hell.
So anyway, it's leaked out. I'm playing out my skin. So Wenger said, look, it's a big season for England. They're going to
When you
France.
got the FA Cup in the
No,
FA
this
Cup?
was 202. But this is when I got man of the match at Newcastle.
Yeah.
I can't play no better. I got player of the season at Arsenal. So this is the last squad you had to get in to go to La Manga to get cut. This is where Gaza smashed the room up.
Yeah.
That time. So it was 30 players cut down to 25. So 5 were missing out, but I wasn't even in the 30 to go to La Manga. So now Arsene Wenger phones Hoddle and finds out why, and he says disrespected his faith. And he would never pick me again. And Wenger said, do you want to hope he gets sacked? That's what he said to me.
What's that got to do with?
So when he got sacked, I had a massive party, and Kevin Keegan got the job. I was back in the squad. I couldn't believe it. I was as McDonald.
Was it a bit of a very different approach from Keegan, was it?
Yeah, Keegan was totally opposite. We was never going to win anything. What a laugh, though. He was like going to Las Vegas for the week.
Did he stick in?
He had racing posts all around the room. Every breakfast, racing posts.
Really?
Who was a play spot? Yes, boss, I'll have one. Nice one. And, lucky 15, yeah, I'll have one, boss. Yeah, go.
Didn't he stitch up Shearer and Sheringham?
Yeah, we used to have a race night every probably ball. More or less every night we had a race night. So big screen comes up, you watch the old horse racing. Yeah. But one night, Teddy and Alan Shearer are bookmakers. But he's gone round everybody's room except Alan Shearer and Teddy Sheringham. But he's gone in the video room, looked at the first race on the tape. Yeah. Them days it was tape. Rewound it back and put it on top. So I'll get a knock on my door. It's Kevin Keegan, all right, boss. He went back number 6 in the first race. He's gone round everybody's room. So I get into this room and we got a lot of money with us. I mean, I got about $4,000 with me. So I'm thinking, and little Dennis Wise was there. Wisey and Paul Lynch was there. So I didn't see. Did you get a knock on your door? He said, yeah, Wisey, I've got a few quid here as well. So what he used to do before the race, give me an early bird price before the video goes in. So Keegan at front, number 6, 8 to 1. We're going 8 to 1, get in there. So we're robbing all this money on. It's serious money. The video's not even gone in yet. Well, it was a serious amount of money. And what happened is that we put the video in, it's gone through the horses, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and whatever. 6 is up in class because struggled to get a place. We're going, oh no. And Keegan went, I must have picked the wrong horse. Sorry, lads. Now we're thinking, is he stitching us up now? I don't know. Keegan, Teddy Sheringham's going, get in there, they've got the wrong horse. So the race starts. Anyway, 2 furlongs out. I always remember, I look round and Keegan's found a stick from somewhere. And he's hissing his arse running around the room, video room. Go on, here it comes, lads, here it comes. finishing late, and he wins by a nose. We're running around the room, they've lost all this money, get in there. So Keegan stands up at the end, he says, what a night that was, lads, wasn't it? Great night, wasn't it? It's Teddy Sheringham and Alan Shearer. It's like the Medusas looked at them and like, we got basically qualified 2 days' time. These are our best players, the best strikers.
They got stung.
Yeah, so anyway, right, lads, this is the plan tomorrow, 8 o'clock breakfast. We look at the racing post. We got a bit of credit now, lads. We have a few bets tomorrow. And we'll all go try. And I'll tell you the team. And when we do our set plays, and we're winning the game Saturday, yes, boss, nice one. So as we're walking out of the room, come back. So as we're walking again, obviously it's a wind up. We weren't going to take all their money. Everyone got all their money back, and all the lads were laughing. Fantastic! What a night! That was fantastic. And in the end, we went out. We ended up going playing cards all night, something like that. But that's the sort of
brilliant.
Yeah, Keegan was a legend. I love Keegan.
Was Shearer a good lad? Because he seems like
he loved the card school.
Quite serious.
He was like Father Christmas in the card schools, Al. He'd always go. We used to play 3-card break, blind and open, and he'd go blind. You open. You know, you had to keep putting in until he. And then he'd pick it up.
He was on good money though.
He'd pick his cards up and go 500 open. I'll just say I'll put 800 in there. I'll see you. Oh, I got 8 eye. So I called him Father Christmas in that respect. Lovely. But he sometimes hit the nail on the head and got a big hand. It cane you then. You're done.
Wicked. Well, I think that's it. We don't want to keep you too long, Ray. Thanks so much for coming in.
No worries, mate.
Cheers, Ray.
My pleasure. Cheers, guys.
Very great finale guest of the series.
Even though yours late.
Is that the final one, is it?
Of the series, yeah. That's the last one. It's been a great series. Hope you've all enjoyed it.
When did I pick my bed up?
You want a mattress off Leesa, didn't you?
When's my mattress coming? I've been promised a mattress since the beginning of the series. I ain't got fuck all.
Well, you keep turning up late, that's why.
You should think of some more gags then.
Jimmy's done 2 this series.
Right, that's 3-1 Beckett.
Right, okay. Thanks for listening. Please rate the series, give us a review on iTunes, get us up a chart, and any comments at Dave Magic Sponge on Twitter, any suggestions for features or anything like that, and guests you want to hear from, let us know what guests you want. And thanks to Ray Parlour, brilliant guest.
Nice one, boys.
And to Jimmy Bullard, Ian Smith, producers I've been Rob Becker. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
The Magic Sponge is a ... production for Dave, hosted by Rob Beckett, Jimmy Bullard and Ian Smith.